Electrocast.
Dollar bets, coming back from vacation. What up, everybody?
Dueling vacations. Z is here, back from the beach. And you're back from Europe.
Back from the old world?
Yeah, old world.
The old world. Y'all, from the lands of Hungary, Slovakia, and Poland.
Wow.
Y'all.
Wow, I was in North Carolina.
North Carolina's good too.
There's also the old world because it was the old new world because I was on the Roanoke Island, which was the first colony at Roanoke was the Lost Colony. And then we went to the museum and we tried to guess why they were lost. And because they really don't know what happened to them, there was always these rumors like, oh, it was cannibals, and like, oh, they just died, or oh, they went to another camp. And it's like, and the other theory is they got assimilated, or they assimilated with I guess they still call them native tribes, but they weren't. No one's native to America.
I'm guessing that the natives scalped them all.
No, I think they took the women, and then they and then the guys that could build a fire or do something useful, they kept too. And the other ones just were like, then the other ones died off. I don't think they killed the other ones, because the Algonquin tribe was actually renowned to be, at that time, pretty peaceful. I don't know the entire Algonquin history. If you happen to be in an Algonquin bloodline and you would like to talk to us, where can they email us? You forgot.
Where can they email us?
It's the Dollar Bets Show. Show.
Bets with a Z.
Show. At Gmail.
Yeah. .com.
Yeah, so anyways, well, I think that they were, like, partially assimilated and partially either, like, left behind or killed. I also did a Forrest Gump on the boat when he sees Lieutenant Dan pose in almost every picture I took the whole vacation. So I just doubled and tripled down. I became a shark brother. That's a gang of an 8-year-old, a 5-year-old, and me. We have necklaces, chains, if you will. So good times. And you climbed a freaking mountain. I almost cursed. What is this about cursing here?
Oh, yes. So I guess we have some official news to share with our listeners.
Mm-hmm.
We've got, a new host? Is that the technical term?
No, we're on a new, well, that too, but we're on a network.
Network.
Yeah, Electrocast presents Winner's Edge Network. So that's on the Electrocast platform, and yeah, Winner's Edge, no, Winter's Edge.
Winner's Edge, all right.
This is, all right, we're a strictly sledding podcast.
All sorts of communication issues today.
We're on a sledding podcast now, so we swear we'll get back into sledding pretty soon.
Yes, but
Toboggan talk. There we go. Welcome to Toboggan talk.
We will not swear though, because our new network highly frowns upon that.
I'll be damned if I will swear.
Yeah, so no more curse words coming on Dollar Bets
forever. And you're turning it into curse.
This is now
stay for the sports.
Friendly show.
Yeah, if you want dirty talk, holler.
To listen.
Email us for the dirty talk. Yeah. Also, they still can go to our page to when we do the bets. We'll talk about that though. So yeah. So order of business there. The Olympics and football. Right?
Yes, so today being July 31st, a.k.a. August Eve. Tomorrow is the first NFL preseason game, the Hall of Fame game, with the Houston Texans visiting the Bears of Chicago.
Bears.
Z's Bears.
Yep.
But news came out yesterday that there will be no Caleb Williams, no starters for the Bears. Backups. Z's interest in watching this game
plummeted.
And betting me on it has gone out the window.
Plummeted. I'm not like betting on the backups for a team that went perpetually 7-10 or whatever. So I'm going to double and triple down on them often this year because I'm stupid and I will always be stupid. And all my genius that went into UConn picks in the Chiefs Super Bowl will clearly be undone by my Bears loyalties and my other football proclivities. So that's great. So, but yeah, Caleb's not playing, and on the 8th,
playing,
on the 8th day he rested.
We're going to talk about about rookie quarterbacks real quick. And
yeah. Let's just lead with football.
With him, obviously.
Yeah. Let's lead with football.
You know, I'm gonna say I'm a little worried. Like, anytime a number one pick goes to a team that didn't actually earn the number one pick.
Okay.
That's a good situation to be in.
How do they not earn it?
Well, they weren't the worst team in the league.
But they fleeced the worst team in the league to make them worse.
You know what I mean.
They made them worse.
You earned the number one pick by having the worst record.
No, they coerced another team to have the worst record. They did it. They still did it. When your general manager, opens up a new orifice in another general manager and explores it and exploits it, that counts.
Okay.
Go ask the Panthers manager or GM and the owners.
I will give him that. You understand what I'm saying?
You're like, I know.
Every single one of our listeners understands what I'm saying. They were not the worst record in the league. They did not earn the number one.
They earned it, dude. They earned it.
I'm not going to argue semantics with you. You understand what I'm saying.
That's not a semantic. That's actually what happened. It's a trade. Trade is not a semantic. Terms of a trade could be semantics.
Record in the league.
Do you learn how to do legalese while you were over there, climbing mountains and cavorting with Polish girls?
I definitely learned a couple swear words in Polish.
You can do that. That's fine.
Yeah. But anyway, so there's talent on that team.
There's a lot of talent on that team.
There's talent on that team, but you, even before the draft, have been bearish on Caleb Williams. Has your stance changed?
Yeah, because I didn't expect them to get Keenan Allen and have the Udunze guy and Tyler Scott starting to emerge and get DeAndre Swift. So it's like, okay, interesting. Well, now he bought himself some time where we're gonna be like that somewhere between 7 and 10 and 10 and 7 is my expectation this year. Well, my realistic expectation is somewhere in there, and it might be a thin margin between that two. Like they're either gonna make the playoffs, barely miss the playoffs, or barely be outside of the NFL version of the lottery. Right? They're not gonna be in the top. They're not gonna pick in the top 10 unless they get someone else's pick again. Which is not what we're earning it. So, have you ever seen Saving Private Ryan when he's like, earn this at the end?
I've seen the movie. I can't say I remember.
Tom Hanks tells Matt Damon's character that he's like, he's about to die. Tom Hanks is about to die, and he goes, earn this, like what we did for you. And then
yeah. How many minutes are we into this episode?
8.
In 8 minutes, you have already referenced 2 Tom Hanks films.
I referenced another Tom. Oh yeah, Forrest Gump. Okay, that's fine. I share birthday bros with him, man.
If you can get Big and or Bachelor Party in before the end of this episode.
I mean, Bachelor Party might be tough. I definitely think I can get Castaway in there.
Once we start talking about Olympic volleyball.
Well, that's the movie where he bangs the volleyball, right? And he writes faces on it with mud and bangs the mud faces and stuff. We can still say that.
Okay.
That's 3.
I'm gonna need a commercial break.
Okay, so our intent is to rank these quarterbacks based on a system of the following things. You can say they're going to Hall of Fame, Hall of Very Good, possible sometime Pro Bowler, fine, good enough to make the playoffs sometimes, fine, not fine.
This is way too many tiers.
Garbage and McCarthy. Those are the tiers. Okay? So obviously we're saying the worst one's going to be either McCarthy or who?
Or who was the other one?
McCarthy, Penix, and Nix. I'm going to say they're all going to be in the McCarthy category. Below garbage.
Wow, no faith in Penix or Nix?
Okay, Nix will be garbage. Penix will be McCarthy. Look, he's behind Kirk Cousins. You think Kirk Cousins is going to willfully, give him the job? Willfully? He might help him, but he's not going to, willfully give it to him.
I swear where there's you don't have to put $1 in the jar. Listen, I mean, if we were going to order these quarterbacks by how quickly they would become a starter, yeah, Penix is going to be number 6 out of the 6 first-round picks.
Nick's already beat out Wilson, though.
I still think long-term he will become a starting quarterback and, have himself a career in this league.
What type of career?
I've got high expectations for him, and I'm still so upset that he was picked by Atlanta.
Wait, you have high expectations for, isn't he 25 and he's hurt going into the league? And he hasn't been able to play well with facing pressure at any stage or stay healthy in any stage of his career. And he's 25 years old.
He's not coming off of an injury.
Penix got hurt last year. Wasn't he banged up in the championship game?
He played in the national championship game, so I don't know what you're
Could have fooled me. I watched that game too.
Yeah, it wasn't his best game, but he wasn't injured.
He wasn't injured? Is he healthy? I thought he was hurt.
Penix was not hurt.
Not at all?
No.
Look it up.
He was healthy last
Look
year.
it up. Look it up, fam. We got to say things like fam and crap like that.
So obviously he's probably not even going to play this year, barring injury. But
I don't know.
Let's go through this real quick just to predict when they're going to become starting quarterbacks, and then we can do the long-term progression. So, number 1...
Right away, Caleb Williams.
Caleb is starting week 1.
Yeah.
That's the easy one.
Yeah.
All right, then we go to number 2, to Washington.
Daniels might.
I was about to say the Redskins. I'm sorry. The Washington Commanders.
Curse jar.
They picked Jaden Daniels. They also have Marcus Mariota, as well as Jeff Driscoll and Sam Hartman. Do you think Daniels is starting week 1?
I would start him or Hartman. I mean, Driscoll's not good. And what was the other one? Mariota?
Yeah, Mariota's the best of those other ones.
I'd play Daniels. Why not?
I think Daniels will start week 1.
Daniels played a full 4 seasons, yeah?
No.
Yeah, he did. What are you talking about?
Jaden Daniels was a 4-year starter?
Yeah.
At LSU?
No, he played 2 years at Arizona State, dummy.
I was going to say, because LSU just had Joe Burrow less than 4 years ago.
No, they had...
he wasn't a 4-year starter at LSU.
Joe Burrow was 2019 to 2020, right? So, yeah, that he would have been... Who? Someone started over... Never mind. But, yeah, he was a 4-year player, and he was really damn good. I'm going to say it right now. Those two are awesome, or could be awesome in the pros, but they definitely, beyond better than these other ones. Williams and Daniels.
Oh, okay. The top 2 picks.
As a Chicago fan, I was really excited about even, potentially them finding a way to trade down and get Daniels, but, because I was nervous about Williams, because I saw... I don't know if you saw this game, but it was they were playing Notre Dame, and he just played like garbage. And I was like, oh, the bloom is off the rose. This is, the Bears are going to get this version and stuff like that. I don't necessarily still think that, but I'm worried that my Bears hope is this like infiltrating my body, and it's speaking for me. But I no longer think it's just going to be a disaster. I think it's going to either be he's fine, or he is Hall of Very Good. I don't think he'll be... I'm not going to say he's going to be a Hall of Famer, but I think he'll be in the Hall of Very Good, which is more than a couple Pro Bowls. And we're oh, man, if he had only won the big one, he'd be clearly a Hall of Famer like Kirk Cousins. So he'd be in that Cousins tier.
So I'm a big believer in omens.
Okay.
Which, obviously not scientific, but it is to me. Who was the last USC quarterback who won a Heisman and then came back for another year?
Did Leinart come back for another year?
It was Matt Leinart, right? Yeah, he came back after winning the Heisman.
But didn't he have to? He was a sophomore.
Vince Young beat them in I believe it was the Rose Bowl. But
yeah,
anyway,
he was a sophomore.
Leinart comes back, doesn't have as great of a senior year, and does what in the pros?
It wasn't great.
It wasn't great.
Wasn't good either. Wait, no.
I kind of feel like Caleb Williams could be the next Matt Leinart.
You know, you don't even have your Matt Leinart facts right.
What's that?
You don't even have your Matt Leinart facts right.
What don't I have right?
Didn't they play in the 2006 championship games for the 2005 season? And then he went to play, and he started for Arizona in the fall of 2006. So that was his last season. That was his last game, wasn't it?
What did I say that was not correct?
That Matt Leinart came back after the Rose Bowl game. Didn't you say that?
I said no. He came back and played Vince Young. It was the national championship, but I think it was the Rose Bowl game.
So how is losing to, like, when your team can't contain Vince Young run on a 4th and 6, like, how is that somehow an omen of anything?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that Caleb Williams is just going to... Okay, first of all, Matt Leinart's senior year at USC was not as good as his junior year when he won the Heisman.
Yeah, but they made the championship game. They made the championship game.
And then he just went on to a not stellar short professional career. That's the similarity that I'm drawing.
Do you think, were you drawn with a crayon?
It was a marker.
It was a marker. It's not a Sharpie, doesn't count. No, he's not going to be a Matt Leinart. Oh my God.
Hey, listen, 3 weeks ago you were a lot more bearish on Caleb than I was.
Yeah, there's bearish, and they're saying you're going to be like Matt Leinart at football, and I'm like, professional football. Like, what? What? He was horrible.
I've heard enough people just not have the most optimistic expectations for this guy, and I'm starting to believe it.
But you like, you're equating with like a total like bust. Do you think with those receivers he's gonna be a total bust unless he gets hurt or just implodes? Matt Leinart didn't implode, and I don't think he got hurt significantly enough to make him like way worse. He just stunk. He's better at like hosting stuff. That's fine. He was a good college quarterback, really good college quarterback. But he had weapons there at USC. I mean, Arizona, they had Fitzgerald at that time, right? But they didn't have anything else.
Bolden was still there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but the Bears' weapons that they have right now are better than that even. So, I don't know. His opportunity is first off, there's not even comparison to them as prospects, man. Maybe it's because this is 15 years later or 17 years later or whatever, but I mean, no one was talking about Leinart like they were talking about this guy. Like clear number one from the day he walked onto USC campus. Or the first month of his USC career, if you will. I don't know. I there's bearish and then there's that. Like Matt Leinart. I mean, mom would say he's going to be like a Jamarcus Russell or something, you know? And then like, yeah, I mean, then scam people out of money or something. Like, no, like, I think he could very well be a quarterback that implodes, but I think it's going to be further along into either his later in the season or career where he hits a wall and the wall hits him back kind of thing.
I'm going to say he does not. He gets his 4 years, and then they move on.
Hall of very good. I'm going to say Hall of very good. All right, second, Jaden Daniels.
I'm going to say Jaden Daniels is a week 1 starter.
Okay.
But he is in Washington, and Washington's a bit of a cursed place lately for quarterbacks.
Yeah. You know, this might be the one that's toughest for me because I'm going to say better than fine, not quite, Hall of very good. So I'm going to say Pro Bowl caliber at some point. At least one Pro Bowl.
At some point, yeah. I think that's his ceiling, maybe getting an occasional Pro Bowl.
So you're going to say fine, right? And I'd say...
I'm going to say fine.
Okay. I say the Pro Bowl better than fine. Yeah, and you say fine. Okay.
Okay, so that was number 2. Number 3, we go to New England.
Drake May. Yeah. This one's tough, too, because they have a new coach. they have a new system. They have a guy that's familiar with the organization that's in front of him. So he's not starting week 1 probably because they have no expectations on the team, so they don't need to let's see what we got.
Let's look at the options. They drafted Drake May. They also have Jacoby Brissett, Joe Milton, and Bailey Zappi.
I mean, Brissett's gonna get the job unless it's May, unless May is terrible in camp. Yeah. So I'd say you just is this probably one of those things where you're just like, okay, we're not going to be very good probably. Let's give Brissett at least 4 to 6 games, kind of thing, and then a little mentorship. Joe Milton can throw 90 yards to the other team, and then the other guy is Zappy. He's Scrappy Zappy. And then so I'm going to say this guy. Well, there's fine, and then there's
Hold on. So Brissett starts the season, right?
Yeah.
Does May take over at some point during his rookie year?
Don't care. I don't even have an opinion on that because that team is so off the radar right now. Okay, so we'll frame it from a betting perspective, right? Would you feel comfortable taking an over/under on their win total when you don't know what their situation is?
I mean, they were a god-awful team last year.
Yeah.
They could very well be a god-awful team this year.
Possibly god-awfuler.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah.
Jacoby Brissett admittedly doesn't fill me with confidence.
He doesn't fill me with dread either, though.
Okay.
He's good for 2 to 3 wins with competence, and then you figure
2 to 3 wins over a season.
Just with his not messing up and making a couple scrappy plays, or ooh, is this Scrappy Zappy out there, or is this my man Jacoby? And I think he's fine, and I think they win 4 or 5 games, maybe 6.
I think Drake May becomes the quarterback at their bye. I don't know when New England's
You think they're going to put him out there in December and November and when it's cold as...
they've got a late bye. Their bye is
week 14 or something?
Week 14 in December.
Okay, they're not doing that. If they put him in, it'd be before that. Yeah, because of the weather, and because also it's if you have the number 1 earned pick in in your sights, you won't mess it up by putting in a guy who might turn things around, right?
Maybe after week 7, they got Jacksonville at home, then Jets at home, then at Tennessee. That could possibly be a favorable stretch of the schedule.
Yeah. So you're saying he ends up playing starting by week 8? Yeah. Week 8 or whatever?
Somewhere around mid-season, he becomes the starter.
Cool. What do you think as far as his career trajectory, these other guys? You've been kind of bearish on the other two.
I'm gonna stay bearish. I think he's a fine.
I think he's below fine. What did I say was below fine? Garbage. We'll say garbage. Why not?
Okay. Number 4. The next one was Penix to Atlanta. Mm-hmm. We can make this one real quick. He's not gonna play this year, barring a Cousins injury.
Yeah, correct. Which I think could happen, but given he did that in Achilles and stuff, and you never know, they might bench. They only owe Cousins 2 years, minus the guaranteed money, but that's already been paid, right? I think I don't know how that works because I don't make that type of money.
Well, it was a 4-year contract.
Yeah.
With the 4th year being an option, but there's always an out after a couple years.
I'm gonna say I'll let you go first on this one because this is my turn to be bearish. You think he's going to be Pro Bowl?
So, I'm a fan of Penix. I'm still upset that Atlanta drafted him.
Yeah.
So let's just say he's not going to play this year, barring a Cousins injury. I think the best case scenario for him is Atlanta trades him in the next year or two because Cousins can stay, or I guess...
Who's going to pay premium money for a guy that has been on the bench?
But a team who is desperate for a quarterback.
Well, he was drafted 8th overall, so they're not going to get return on investment off of him with the trade, though.
So then the next best case scenario is, he has to wait a few years, a la Jordan Love, and then he gets the job.
Jordan Love was 4 years younger than the dude is, man.
What's that?
Jordan Love was like 3 or 4 years younger than him.
Okay.
I mean, there's no... I don't see it...
Quarterbacks play longer these days, like...
No, this is not, like, these guys that played 5 years, I mean, that's...
You know, let me finish my thought.
Yes?
All I'm saying is, I'm bullish on Penix. I think he's going to have a really good career. He will be a Pro Bowl quarterback.
All right, I'm putting him in McCarthy territory.
Garbage.
No, that's below. He's going to be sub-McCarthy level. I mean, sub-garbage level.
Sub-garbage.
I think it was just a bad pick, and I don't think I watched the things like, every time they pressure him, he just folds. Like, he throws a bad pass or a pick, and, like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know much about May, so that's why I said he was... I was thinking maybe he's fine, but, like, a lot of quarterbacks just don't work out, right? And so it's almost like playing the percentages more than like, in a poker game, you play the other players more than your own hand. And it's like, well, look at these teams. Like, Patriots are completely starting over, and the Falcons are a poorly run organization that just happened to make it to the Super Bowl twice. But the rest of the time, they're McCarthy level, right? Okay, so then we'll save McCarthy for last, yeah?
No, we're going in order.
We're going in draft order. All right, McCarthy is McCarthy. He's going to be terrible. Okay.
So, what pick was that? Was that 12? No.
11.
Picks was 12.
11, yeah.
All right, so Minnesota has McCarthy that they just drafted 11. They also have Sam Darnold, who has been already announced will start.
Yeah.
They also have Nick Mullins. They have Jaron Hall, who I don't even know who Jaron Hall is. So how long can Sam Darnold hold on to that starting job?
I mean, as long as they choose, because they're not going to win anything, but he's going to be better than McCarthy. The Vikings would be terrible, dude.
I mean, he's got talent to throw to. And he's got a decent offensive line in front of him.
That team stinks. The GM is terrible.
Say McCarthy does not play this year, again, unless injury.
No, he'll play because... the only reason he plays, besides injury...
starts.
The Vikings have to go, 2-6.
McCarthy for experience.
If the Vikings are 2-6 and they want to keep the coach and the GM... they will put pressure on him to play McCarthy. So you just, we're just getting used to this new guy, kind of BS where you're like, it's not my fault, it's their fault. And then, this happens in sports all the time, where you just you try to play out the string by extending your contract as a GM. That GM is atrocious. That was a terrible draft pick.
The conventional wisdom is Minnesota will be the worst team in the NFC North.
I think they might be the worst team in the NFC. Arizona's going to be probably not good, but they have some players. They got, they got the legacy, Marvin Harrison Jr. So
Carolina could still be bad again.
Carolina's going to be putrid too, yeah.
Any one of the teams in the NFC East could tank other than the Eagles.
Yeah, they're going to just be a bottom feeder in the NFC North, which is a good division, but they might be sneakily bad. They're going to be worse than their record, I think. Like, their franchise is trending way down, and they gave Jefferson all that money without an established quarterback. That was completely asinine. So when you're trending down, and your receiver is the highest paid player on your team, when you're trending down, if you're trending up, it's one thing. Like, if you had, say, a Chase or, even the Bears just extended DJ Moore, and I think he's the highest or second highest paid player after Jalen Johnson. And it's like, okay, well, he's the best player on their team, but they're trending up because of the receivers and the fact that you got an number one pick, regardless of how it works out. It's trending up, right? But the Vikings picked a Wolverine quarterback that they won the national championship with the Spygate thing, and they nerds asterisks, yeah, and they cheaters, and but the quarterback didn't have to do much. Like, I don't know why you pick a quarterback like that high. Like Scott Frost didn't go that high, right? What's the dang difference? You're a signal caller for a team that has stacked an offensive line and cheaters. So, like, whatever. So
question again: do you think Darnold can hold up McCarthy from the starting job for his rookie year?
I don't think that guy can hold a night piss. So I don't know. I don't really know. Right? Like, he's not very good, but he does have some ability, and I just don't think it's the right situation to start. But it's not the right situation to extend his career longer than next year, because I mean he's going to be exposed in a team that just doesn't have it. They just don't have it. I'm ruling on my end. This is a McCarthy level pick. McCarthy level career. He's sub garbage.
No high expectations for McCarthy's career.
Yeah.
I also have no high expectations of Sam Darnold.
Yeah. Well,
I could even see them going to Nick Mullins when they see what garbage Sam Darnold is.
Yeah, that's true. I actually think that the determining factor is what the owners think about the GM and the coach rather than, or the GM thinks about the coach and the owner and the GM rather than, shuffling the decks. They're shuffling the deck on the Titanic, the furniture. It's all garbage. It's all drowning. This is a McCarthy pick. That's what I say. What about you?
Yes, McCarthy is McCarthy.
Yes.
And Minnesota's just going to be bad.
They're going to be god-awful, I think. Really bad.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to the sixth and final first-round pick. The Denver Broncos took Bo Nix at number 12. They also have Jarrett Stidham and Zach Wilson.
Yep.
Bo Nix to start the season, right?
It's either going to be Stidham or Nix, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be Zach Wilson.
No, because they, I read that Zach Wilson wasn't getting the reps at first team, and Nix got someone in practice. So, I mean, Sean Payton seems like a colossal prick. So, who knows? I think he plays by week 7. Bo Nix.
Yeah.
I don't see Stidham winning going 4-2 or 3-3. So, I do think that Nix plays. What about you? Where do you think he goes this year?
I think Nix is going to start the season.
Okay. All right. What about his overall career?
Not Hall of Fame. Not a French. I don't think he gets the second contract with Denver. I can see him being a journeyman.
So, what was the level between fine and garbage? Was there one?
Well, I mean, we had the potential Pro Bowl, occasional Pro Bowl.
Yeah, that's above fine. So it's like Hall of Fame, Hall of Very Good, Pro Bowls with an S, fine.
Very Good is Pro Bowls.
Okay, so
I think we can just merge those two tiers.
Yeah. No, Very Good is Pro Bowls. Fine is good or ish, good adjacent, and then there's garbage and there's McCarthy. I'm gonna say garbage. I saw him play in college.
Garbage for you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go fine adjacent.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I do think I think Breeze made Peyton, and I don't think Peyton made anyone else. So
yeah.
I think that Nix has an arm, but Breeze didn't win because of his arm.
No.
And you're a 27-year-old or 24-year-old. These guys are so old. Bo Nix is another guy's old as hell.
That's not old.
He's 24.
Quarterbacks have longevity.
No, they don't. The ones that go to the Pro Bowls all the time do. And then they invest in offensive line once they know they're good quarterbacks. These young quarterbacks go in a freaking revolving door offensive line, bad coaches. I mean, just no.
The starters have longevity though.
The long-term starters, but that's a fallacy. The average career in the NFL is 2 years. 3 years maybe.
It's 3.5, but that's including all positions.
Yeah, it's all positions. So obviously a lineman either goes for 11 years or like 1 year, right? Right. But like a kicker goes long or not at all.
11 years in the NFL is amazing.
Yeah, he's not Bo Nix is not 11 years in the NFL for Bo Nix. He'd be like 46. They're old. These two old. I think you should throw out picking an old quarterback, an old college quarterback in the first like 15 picks. That's insane. That's insane, especially if you already have a quarterback.
If you're gonna play him immediately, it's okay. But that wasn't the case in Atlanta.
It's not okay. It's not okay because it's never worked ever. Never once.
All right. Well, I'm gonna have to do some serious fact checking on that.
Find me a 5th or 6th year quarterback. Yeah.
The rookie quarterbacks.
I was bullish on the first 2. You were bearish on the first 2, and I was horrifically bearish on the other 4.
All right. Of the 6, which one has the best career?
Williams. And here's why. Jaden Daniels plays for the Washington non-Commanders. So they are a worse franchise than the Bears. I mean, you do have to shine them up to the black light to see how nasty they are, but they're both nasty, but the Bears have the receivers and the trajectory that Washington is frankly far behind because they righteously earned that number 2 pick. They didn't fleece another franchise horrifically for a 5'9" quarterback. That is the worst trade I've ever seen in any sport in my lifetime because the Babe Ruth one doesn't count. A, because it's baseball, right? That's for you. And 2, because it was like 1918. And so like, yeah, the owner probably needed money or something. It's like probably had a 3rd mortgage or a 4th wife or some expensive stuff.
What are the really notorious football ones? The Herschel Walker.
Herschel Walker is the worst trade in sports history besides Babe Ruth, and I think this is worse.
And what about the Ricky Williams draft?
Well, I mean,
they sent every single one of their picks to get the Ricky Williams pick.
Yeah, but what was the Rams? The Rams didn't do anything with it, right? Was it the Rams?
I don't remember who it was.
No, I don't. Who was it? Dolphins?
Minnesota?
It couldn't have been Minnesota because I don't know. We'll look that up.
All I remember is Dicka.
Yeah, I would say that the tiebreaker is the current trajectory of the franchises for the next couple of years because that does make a difference. But I think they're both around equal. I mean, talent. Maybe not equally talented, but equal range of potential for their abilities because they're different players, right? But like to make an impact on the field, I think they have similar trajectories. But like just where Washington's going is like, do you really want to go there necessarily yet? We're not really sure. The Bears made their moves and they're like, okay, let's try this out. I mean, that's another podcast. We're gonna talk about the Bears plenty and the Lions plenty, so gear up for that. We're obsessed.
So I'm going to just finish this one off by saying this is definitely not going to be the 83 quarterback class.
No.
This will probably not even be a memorable quarterback class. I will say the best one will be Penix or Daniels.
Why are you so why do you think Penix is going to be? What did you see from Penix besides shredding Michigan State? Who cares?
He shredded every team that he played except for when he had a bad game against the Cheaters. Like,
no.
Look at every single one of his box scores. The dude was throwing 400 yards and multiple touchdowns every single game.
All right.
He put up 48 against Oregon like twice.
He did not put up 48 twice.
Oh, he put up some big numbers. Like they were.
I'm gonna take you down a peg.
Winning because of him.
No, they had a fine defense.
No.
Okay. No, here's their last few scores in the regular season. 34 in the Pac-12 championship game. 24 against Washington State. 22 against Oregon State. This is the end of the year, dude. 13 against Michigan. Oh, the Washington against Texas. I mean, I'll give them that. Yeah, though he had a couple of decent games in the. God, bless America! What year is this? No. How far back does this go? No, I don't want 21. I don't care. Oh, guy had to watch us lose to that. Got a Michigan State score from last year. 20. Okay, so.
All right.
This isn't very good.
What's going to happen? What else is going on in the world of sports?
They scored 15 points against Arizona State. Come on, man. If we're gonna talk about the bad game that Williams had against Notre Dame, you have to talk about 15 freaking points.
That game. Hey, what else is going on in the world of sports? See?
Oh, we're gonna bet on something right now.
What's going on in the world of sports?
The Olympics.
The Olympics. Let's talk about Les Olympiques.
Okay, first off, I think this is hilarious, and I thought for a second that you just refused to believe me, but the South Sudan spread was 29.5 points.
No, I believed you.
Okay, and you just didn't want it. Well,
yeah.
Which was correct decision because they only lost by 17.
Yep.
Which, so good for you. when I saw that though, I was like, bless America. Like, dang it. Literally, bless America. Like, I was like, he's not gonna take that. Because I was ready to go anywhere under 16, right? Or 15.5 is what I would have gone, but like, because that would have been interesting. But yeah, what basically, here's the thing: we stink at 3-on-3 basketball, so it can't be a sport. This is not. It's an activity. Basketball is 5-on-5. 3-on-3 is like, congrats on not having enough.
One basketball then.
What's that?
What is 1-on-1?
That's just a war of attrition, man. That's just how you earn your manhood or your womanhood.
All right, so I've got the box score up from the U.S. South Sudan game.
Yeah.
So the big talking point after the first game against Serbia was Jason Tatum not playing, right?
Okay.
So they insert Tatum into the starting lineup.
Why?
And he contributes a whopping 4 points on 2 of 4 shooting.
Jeez.
Steph Curry, the only starter who scored less than him, on a 1 of 9 and 0 for 6 from deep effort for 3 points.
That's a Klay Thompson effort.
That is not Curry-esque.
That's like late term Klay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
U.S. leading scorer was Bam Adebayo with 18.
So?
Followed by Durant at 14.
Well, Adebayo and Davis should be leading it.
So our 3 leading scorers did not start.
South Sudan is freaking good, man.
I know this.
Yeah. Let's go.
The leading scorer in the game was somebody from South Sudan who had 24 points.
What was the name?
Last name is O-M-O-T. Is it Omot? Omit?
O-M-O-T? I don't know that player. They got a guy that's going to play with Cooper Flagg at Duke. So, like, look out for that team. Yeah.
Is that Brett Jones?
No, it's Carlik Jones is he's a G League player, I think. He played at Louisville and Radford.
But Gabriel?
No, it's Marlock or something. The 17-year-old. The one that's in college.
Shayok?
Yeah, Shayok. Yeah, I think Shayok.
A guard?
Yeah, he's a guard. He guards. He's a guard. He
scored 12 today.
He's good. He's a good player. He scored like 25 the first time.
15.
Yeah, well, they kept him in check more. The last time he went off for like 24, 25. So, yeah. Okay, so like, I feel like we could play for the 3-on-3 team because they let Jimmer Fredette and like some Best Buy employee play, right? It's like jeepers, creepers.
I read the article about that game. I did not know any of the names other than Jimmer.
I mean, he's going to be stocking laser printers real quick because they can't win. So, we're not going to meddle in 3-on-3 basketball. Like, it's pathetic to not meddle.
Men and the women are already 0-2.
Yeah, but women don't play 3-on-3. When was the last time you came upon a park and women were playing 3-on-3? Right? Never. They're like...
When's the last time I came upon a park and there was women playing basketball?
Well, you're going to the wrong parks, my friend.
Which parks are you going to?
What? Clara Barton Park?
Uh-huh. And when you were in that park, was there a women's basketball game going on?
Yeah, man. It was intense. blood was everywhere, and like they were throwing elbows, spitting.
I'm calling BS.
Yeah.
This whole farce of a story. None of that happened.
Well, why do you think we stink at it so bad?
It's 3-on-3?
Yeah.
I mean, we're obviously just dipping into a different talent pool than we are for 5-on-5.
Yeah, Best Buy talent pool. A real deep
Best
one.
Buy talent pool. I mean, why? What are the Olympic rules that NBA players can't be the 3-on-3 team?
I think they can.
Okay.
Can they?
I don't know.
Shoot, man. I'm not sure about that. Oh, we got to do a bet.
What are we betting on?
We
discussed it.
We said what it was, right? Oh, yeah. The women's... Oh, perfect segue into our last topic. Women's Olympic soccer.
Yes. We have a Spygate controversy.
Do-do-do-do.
Alright, so Canada Canada was flying drones on other teams' it was New Zealand's practice, who was their opening opponent.
Yeah.
And got busted doing it.
Busted!
So they fired, like, their assistant coach, and then that led to the head coach getting dismissed, and that led to the Olympic Committee docking Canada 6 points in the competition.
Wow.
Canada argued it for a second, didn't win the appeal. So basically they were starting at -6, but they said, you know what? We don't care. We're just going to win all 3 of our group games.
Yeah, F it.
Anyway.
Villains.
That's what they did.
I like it. It's like Cobra Kai stuff, It's like,
Dude, that
whatever.
Black Mamba.
Black Mamba. Canada's got a little bit of that Black Mamba in him.
So I am on the Canada train.
Let the record show that you wanted the cheaters when it's not Michigan or like the Patriots or something.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm doing it for the dollar, baby.
Basically just professional Michigan.
It's all about the dollar. And so this bet,
when it's women doing it.
Oh yeah, I love women getting dirty for like medals and trinkets, coins and trinkets.
Yeah.
Trophies, coins, and trinkets.
So the U.S. also swept their 3 group games.
Yeah, Trinity Rodman. Let's go.
Trinity Rodman, the daughter of one of my all-time favorite hoops players.
Yeah.
The Worm.
Dennis's diva daughter.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Not a diva.
What's that?
Not a diva.
I know, but like I was the alliteration. I went for the alliteration. I got nothing else. I got only on my words. I can't kick like Trinity can. Like she's boss. She's boss hoss kicker or whatever they say.
Spain was the other group winner.
Okay.
Quick beef on Olympic soccer and Olympic basketball.
What's that?
Why are they limiting it to 12 teams?
I know probably why for women.
This is a worldwide competition.
Yeah.
Like we can't even get to 16 teams. Have 4 groups of 4.
Well, how many women's teams are in the World Cup?
32.
There's 32.
Yeah, it's a World Cup.
Yeah, but it's let's be honest. Like a lot of countries don't have advanced rights for those folks for women.
Well,
so like.
Yeah, I think the last Women's World Cup was the first one that they expanded it to 32.
Oh, okay.
Before that, it was 24.
Is the next one going to be in Indonesia?
I don't know.
What? So you would say?
Was that supposed to be a joke?
So you say that you don't know about world affairs? You were just over the world. 12.
Indonesia.
They're very strict there. 12 teams instead of 16. Yeah, I agree. It's just the math, right?
But
it's stupid.
This is not just a women's thing. Like men's basketball.
I know, but but like its score differentials is stupid. Like put 16 and you don't need score differentials. It's like clear. Yeah, I agree. Right? I mean, because instead of 3 groups, you just have 4 groups, and then the top 2 in each group, just like World Cup.
Right.
Like sometimes soccer gets it right.
I mean, basketball, U.S. is winning the men's basketball.
Maybe.
It's an inevitability.
Maybe.
They're probably winning women's basketball.
South Sudan's gonna win.
South Sudan's gonna win what? The silver?
They're gonna win the freaking gold, man. They won't have to get through the U.S. until the
championship. You ready to dollar bet that right now?
No. Why? No. Again, this goes back to the difference in odds that I would get from one of the casino partners of us, and from you, 1-1. No, 75-1 or whatever, or 200-1. Yes. All right, so
75-1.
You give me 75-1. I still won't take that. So signupexpert.com/$bets with a Z. Go there to sign up to make some wagers based on let's geolocate. So pick where you're from, and you'll get the offers in your state for those sports books. So signupexpert.com/$bets with a Z. And so they're sponsoring this segment about our gambling talk about our dollar bets, which he's taking Canada, right, for the women's.
Give me a second.
Do it. They're gonna. You said you were riding that cheating train all the way into the station, right?
Don't want to go against Trinity Rodman.
Drone Divas, ride them in, man. They're gonna win.
Don't want to go against Trinity Rodman.
The U.S. is gonna blow it. Come on, they're gonna blow it. They're gonna blow it. Got this.
Let's revisit that in a second.
Okay. We're coming up on a.
Wait a minute.
What?
I'm looking at the men's standings.
Yeah.
There are 16 men's teams.
In soccer?
Yeah, in soccer.
That's, you know what, I'm starting to believe in this glass ceiling, man. This is garbage. I will not stand for this.
Farted.
I will not stand for this. What's that?
My dog just farted.
I just farted.
Oh, was that you?
Me and your dog are butthole synced from like 5 states away.
No, my dog just totally. Oh my god.
Damn.
Bad girl.
She didn't like that you weren't having more faith in the drone cheaters.
Yeah. But unlike basketball, Olympic soccer, they're not pros. Like every team is limited to players that are under 23, and I think they can have like 1 or 2
pros, right?
Yeah.
That's lame.
I like it. That's the actual amateur Olympic spirit.
There's no amateurs anymore. You know the people doing that pistol whip shooting thing, the target thing, are getting that NIL money or whatever the hell in Hong Kong. Come on, man. You talk about Hong Kong pistol shooters, you know they're getting that NIL, that sweet, juicy NIL.
Is there an EA Sports game for shooting?
There should be. It should be like, it's like EA all the rest. And it's just like, ping pong, shooting, skateboarding, they got a 40-year-old man breakdancing. His knees are gonna blow out. They're like, oh no, who could have seen this coming? Me. Everyone. Yeah, so we gotta bet on something or this is gonna be nullified.
Alright. Men's soccer real quick.
Okay.
France won group. Looks like Morocco and Argentina tied in their group. Egypt won their group, and Japan won their group.
Okay.
You want to predict a winner out of that?
Is that the quarterfinals?
Spain was a runner-up in their group. Will advance.
Spain.
Paraguay will advance.
U.S.
And the U.S. will advance.
Who's the 8th team? Morocco?
Morocco and Argentina tied for their group.
Argentina
all the way?
Who you got?
I kind of want to jump on Egypt.
Take Egypt.
But Japan's been looking real good.
No.
Should we each take 2?
No. You have to take...
Each get 1?
Yeah. I mean, Argentina doesn't have their best players, obviously, so, like...
No, it's under 23.
Yeah, so I'm going to say the future is just as bright as the present for Argentina.
Okay, so you want Argentina? I will take...
Take Egypt.
I gotta go with the home team. I gotta go with France. As much as I hate to do it.
You tease me with Egypt, jerk.
Well, if you would have let me take a second team.
No, you said Egypt first, so I was like, oh, he's going to take Egypt. I didn't want you to take Japan because you must know something I don't. because this Olympic men's tournament age group is in your dating pool age group. For women, though, let's be clear, just for those ladies out there listening for O.
All right, so Argentina, your final answer?
Final answer, yeah.
All right, France is my final answer. Let's go back to the women's.
France is going to destroy them. Okay, go ahead.
All right, I will take Canada if you don't take the U.S.
U.S. Take Canada.
And you can have Spain or something.
No, I'm taking U.S. Because
I said you can't take the U.S. if I'm taking Canada.
No, you were railing off air about how great Canada is. You're like, I'm with the bad boys or whatever. I'm with the evil Canadian northern despots that are the drone despot divas. Like, I'm gonna put a maple leaf tattoo on my lower back in solidarity. Do it. It's more fun to make fun of me when the U.S. loses, and I can complain about it.
Yeah, but
do it.
Patriotism.
Do it.
Right.
There's no patriotism in the Olympics.
Get a second team then.
No, there's no second team for women's Olympic soccer.
Out of 12 teams.
No, there's only 12 teams. There's 8 teams. No, that's stupid. I don't want to do that.
All right, fine. I will do this.
Yes. Yes.
All right. You're taking the Americas?
Yeah. Are we doing the Venmo exchange off air? It's just like it's equal. It was just back and forth.
What are we Venmoing?
It was for the final, right?
Yeah, this is the wait.
No, didn't we miss the Venmo exchange? I forget. You were in you were in like 5 other countries.
You wanted to do some accounting, is what you're saying?
I mean, it's a tradition.
It is a tradition. I was forgetting that we had it. It's been so long.
Yeah.
It was a vacation. Yes. All right. Let's wrap up the show with some accounting work.
Yes. That's what they're here for.
At the very beginning of my European vacation, there were the finals of the 2 major international soccer tournaments. We had the UEFA that had Spain and England in the final. Z had the Brits.
Yep.
And O had the Bullfighters.
Yep.
And the Bullfighters prevailed in what was an amazing game.
Yes, I sent you
a really, really good game.
Cold paella. That's what the because it's
Z will be Venmoing me $1 for that one. And the other game in the Copa America final, it was Argentina against
Colombia.
Was it Colombia or Uruguay?
Colombia, right.
And not as good of a game.
No.
Z had Argentina.
Argentina.
What are those countries famous for?
Which ones?
Argentina and Colombia.
Soccer?
What are their exports?
Oh. Coffee?
Oh yeah, coffee. Colombian coffee. What about Argentina? What do they do?
Argentinian beans?
Oh yeah, no, Argentinian steakhouses. Beef.
Yeah, beef.
Okay.
See, beef. Oh yeah. So we'll be back pretty soon. We might have to recap that awful Hall of Fame game. That's the no starters. Awesome. So great. I'm so excited. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it in 3D. I want to see all the people that are gonna get cut and join the 3-on-3 basketball player at Best Buy soon.
All that matters, ladies and gentlemen, football is back tomorrow.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo!
We'll be back soon.
And I'm gonna be joining the next Olympics for 3-on-3.
Oh, do we have any other plugs that we need to plug?
Oh yeah, I almost said some of the butt plugs, but I didn't have anything clever. So instead, we'll butt plug your blog.
Oh, why thank you, Z.
Yeah.
O's blog, O for 4, blog, and that is the letter O, followed by the word FOR, followed by the number 4, followed by the word blog.com.
Yes, perfect. Go there, and then if you're not sick of my voice, We're rebooting.
I'm sick of your voice.
We're rebooting the can't even say it. Degenerate Nation podcast. Find that at anywhere podcasts are made, especially prison yards. So thank you. Any final thoughts, Mr. O?
No. I'm gonna go get my dinner on.
Ooh, I'm gonna get some McDonald's grub. What
is back?
Football's back, baby. Go watch some football. Yeah.
Everyone has heard about the U.S. space program, but what is actually going on at NASA? Get the real story in 4 minutes or less with the NASA Daily podcast from Electricast. Join astronauts and researchers as they conduct groundbreaking experiments, work on the International Space Station, and reach for the stars. NASA Daily, your cosmic update.
Electricast. Hi everyone, I'm Geraldine Glass, a leader in the field of music as medicine, and I'm excited to share with you my newest release of healing sound, Pentatonic Visions, with Chris Scholler and Electricast Records. Immerse yourself in ethereal realms where the harmonies of nature, tribal rhythms, and soundscapes blend with the crystal singing bowls. It's out now, streaming on all platforms. Electricast.